Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to your Vinyasa flow. Let's get started at the back of our mat in child's pose. So you can open up your hips, let your belly drop, reaching your arms forward to the top of the mat, taking a deep breath in and out, letting your upper body be heavy towards your legs, and just taking a moment to let go of whatever thoughts might be entering your mind. Or if you have a really busy mind, you could let them in and out without judgment. And just telling yourself that this is your time, this is your practice to go in with the body, into the soul, into a calm state where we enjoy this movement and give thanks to this practice that is yoga. Let's bring both arms over towards the right side for a nice stretch on the left side of the body. Maybe we're resting our chin or our forehead on our right knee. And then bringing your arms back to center and then over towards the left side. Feeling a nice stretch on the right side of the body. Take a deep breath in. And then bringing both arms to the center and lifting up into your tabletop position. Let's come into some cat-cows where we drop the belly, look up, take a deep breath in. And then curving the spine, really squeezing in the belly, navel to spine, dropping your head, separating those shoulder blades. And let's try that again. Dropping the belly down, looking up. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, curving the spine, rolling the shoulders, pushing our hands in towards the mat. And back into a neutral position. Extending your right leg out, toes pointed down. Left arm goes over our head. And just keep our gaze down at the mat. Lift a little higher. Squeeze. Good. And then lower down the hand, lower down the leg, and switch sides. Right arm goes over our head this time. Trying to keep our hips square. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Lower down the hand, lower down the knee, flip onto your toes into your downward facing dog. So you may want to bring your hands a little bit closer to the top of the mat, maybe your feet a little bit closer to the back. Walking out your first downward facing dog. Taking some deep breaths here, maybe creating some movement. Good, and then taking a moment to be still, letting your heels be heavy, pushing your fingertips and your hands in towards the mat, lifting your hips high. Nice. Now lifting our heels, bending our knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, just bringing our hands up to our shins, shoulders back, and then lower down, forward fold. Just bring our feet maybe a little bit further apart. I always say like two fists. So if you could bring your two fists in between is a good warm-up position. Dropping our head down to our forward fold. Let's do a ragdoll, maybe grabbing on to our elbows, or we could even just let our hands kind of float back and forth on the mat. Give your head a little bit of shake. Yes and no. Practice those no's because they're a little harder to say at times. Good. Place your hands onto the mat, bend your knees, and step back into your high plank position. Go onto your knees and roll yourself all the way down onto your belly. Let's go into our Sphinx pose, warming up the lower back, pushing your hips in towards the mat, pushing the tops of our feet, lifting our chest up. Our belly is still tight and engaged, and pushing your shoulders away from your ears. Good. Lower down, bring your hands a little bit closer to your armpits, pushing yourself up to your upward facing dog. So now our arms are straight, lifting up. Then on your toes, flip your toes, or you could roll onto your toes to your downward facing dog. Deep breath in here, stretch it out. Good, right leg goes up to the ceiling, three-legged dog, and then bending the right knee, letting your heels be heavy. Big circles with the right knee, dropping the knee down, out and around. Now really exaggerate this. Make it feel really good on the hips. Big circles, dropping the knee down, out and around, down, up and around. Good. Other side. Left leg goes up, three-legged dog. Bending the left knee, opening up the hip. And then let's open the hips a little bit more, dropping the knee down, making huge circles, as big as we can, warming up our hip joints. Good. Lower down the left knee, and then dropping your knees to your tabletop position once more. Right arm goes all the way up to the sky for a twist. Reach, reach, reach. And feeding the right arm through, walk it through as you bring your left arm to the top of the mat. This is good for your shoulders, maybe resting your right ear onto the mat. Good. Coming back up, reaching the right arm all the way up for that twist, and then come back to your tabletop position. Switching sides, you have your left arm all the way up to the sky for a twist, still in our tabletop, and then feeding the left arm all the way through, reaching the right arm to the top of the mat, maybe resting the left ear down onto the mat. This is so good to do before your vinyasa flow because all the shoulder work that we do. Come back up into your tabletop position, flip your toes, downward facing dog. Walk it out as we take 2 breaths. And then lift the heels, bend the knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up, look up. Deep breath in, exhale, and take a second in your mountain pose as you roll your shoulders back. Nice, let's flow it out. Come to the top of the mat if you're not already there. Bending the knees, reach up, look up. Hands to heart center, floating your hands all the way down to the mat. Bend your knees, jump, hop, or step, high plank position, on your knees or toes. Chaturanga down. Upward facing dog or cobra to downward facing dog. Walk it out. Good. Lift the heels, bend the knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, picking up the right foot, step it back into our runner's lunge. Back heel is lifted, hold. Good, dropping the back knee, releasing the toe, walking your hands back for your half split. Bringing your body forward, relax. Take a deep breath in, hips are square. And then walking your hands forward, come into a low lunge. So we're keeping the back knee onto the mat, lifting up. Maybe bringing one arm over our head and the other. Sinking deep. Lower our hands all the way down to the mat. Pick up the back toe, and we're going to straighten both legs this time. So we're going to drop the back heel, or you can keep it lifted, letting our body fall over towards our left knee. Both legs are straight. Come back into that runner's lunge, and then extend. Runner's lunge, and then extend the front leg. Good. Bending the front knee, so we're coming back into our runner's lunge. We're going to come into a crescent lunge. So get your balance, lifting up. Crescent lunge, hold. Reaching for the ceiling, bending down deep. Back leg is straight, back heel is lifted. Keep your core strong. Good. And then lower your hands all the way down to the mat. Go back into your runner's lunge. Take your left foot, bring it back for high plank, and then lifting your hips up, downward facing dog. One recovery breath here. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Picking up your left foot this time, send it back, runner's lunge with the right foot forward. Taking a breath here. Good, then dropping the back knee, releasing the toe, and walk back for your half split. Nice deep hamstring stretch here. Good, coming back into your runner's, our low lunge. So keeping the back knee onto the mat. Placing both hands onto your right knee this time. Maybe bringing one arm up and the other. Sinking down deep. Really opening the hips here. Good, and then dropping your hands to the mat. We're gonna pick up that back toe and straighten the front leg. So we're straightening both legs. You could drop the back heel or keep it up. And then letting our body fall against our right leg. And then back into our runner's lunge. This is a good practice if you want to start working on your splits. Straightening back into our wide pyramid. Lower down. And straighten. Good, lower down. And now into the crescent lunge. So make sure you have your back heel lifted and your balance. Come to rise. Core strong, hips are square, relax your shoulders, sink down deep. Lifting your chest up, maybe a little higher, maybe your gaze goes a little bit higher as well. Good. Lower your hands all the way down to the mat, back into your runner's lunge, then swinging the right foot back, chaturanga down, upward dog or cobra, to downward facing dog. Two breaths here. Good. Lift the heels, bend the knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up, look up, hands to heart center, relax. Pick up the back foot and step back into your warrior one. Pivoting the front foot, hips are square once more, bending the front knee. Relax. Good. Open up warrior two. Making sure that front knee is out and wide. Holding the stance, holding this beautiful posture. Relaxing your shoulders. Dropping the back hand, flipping the front palm. Peaceful warrior, reverse. Into our extended side angle. So you keep your elbow to knee or maybe drop it down. Arm goes up. Reach, reach, reach. Come back up, warrior two. Flipping both palms, reach up, look up, straighten the front leg. Relax, back down into your warrior two. Flipping both palms, reach up, look up. And then lower down, warrior two. Beautiful, cartwheel the arms. Come back into your runner's lunge. Lifting the chest forward. Placing both hands down onto the mat, picking up the left foot bring it back to your high plank position, and then lifting up, downward facing dog. Or child's pose if you need a break. Good, other side. Lift to the heels, bend the knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up, look up. Hands to heart center. Take a second in your mountain, roll your shoulders. Good. Picking up the left foot this time, stepping back into your warrior one, bending the front knee, reaching your arms up, sinking down. Taking a breath here. Good. And then open up warrior two. Try not to roll that knee in. Hold. Good. Drop the back hand, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. And then into your extended side angle, so either elbow to knee, or you can drop your hand all the way down to the mat or a block. Lifting your arm up, opening the chest. Good. Nice and strong. Come back up to your warrior two. Flipping both palms, reach up, look up, straightening the front leg. Deep breath in. Lower down warrior two. Flipping both palms, reach up, look up. Deep breath in. Back to warrior two. One more time. Flipping both palms, reach up, look up. Good. Lower down warrior two. Cartwheel the arms. Come back into your runner's lunge. Hold. Finding the mat with your two hands, taking your right foot, swing it back, high plank position, knees or toes, chaturanga down, upward dog or cobra, to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Good, let's roll into our high plank position and float our body all the way down to the mat. Let's do a little quad stretch. You can rest your chin on your hand if you want, as we pick up the top of our right foot. And we're squeezing it in towards our glute. Good, and switch sides. So we're grabbing the top of our left foot, just squeezing it in as much as we can. You could always use a strap if you're not quite there yet, if you can't touch your toes or your feet. Good. Lower all the way down. Push yourself up into your child's pose. Relaxing your head, relaxing your body, maybe swaying from side to side. Good. And then roll over to one hip, bringing both feet forward into your seated forward fold. Reaching your arms all the way up. And then we're just going to pause for a moment in our seated forward fold. You can create a little bit of movement here as well if you wanted to. Just wherever you're at is where you need to be. Find that spot between pleasure and pain when you know that you're stretching and doing something good, but it's not painful. Then you could slowly make your way down as much as you can. Maybe relaxing your head. Good. Coming up, bringing your right foot in to your upper left leg. And then reaching your arms all the way up and then falling towards your left foot. Dropping yourself down on your left leg. Good, and then taking your right hand, sending it back so it's behind you, and then we're gonna come up on our knee, lifting our hips forward for a nice hip opening stretch, side stretch. Good, and lower down. Let's switch sides. So now we have our right foot extended, our left foot in, reaching our arms up, falling towards the right foot this time. Just go slow, find that comfortable stretch. Good. And then now we're taking the left hand back, swinging the right arm over our head. As we come up on that knee, hips go forward, arch back, stretching our whole body. Nice. And then lower down. Bring your feet to the top of the mat and let's roll all the way down. Everybody's favorite pose, the lying down, the stretching. Taking a deep breath in and out. Being mindful about how calm your mind feels right now, how good your body feels. Maybe it's warmed up. Bring your knees into your chest. Do a little rock from side to side. Good. Let both knees fall over to the right for a twist. Maybe your arms go into cactus. And then bringing both knees up to center, let them fall over towards the left side. Back to center, bringing both legs up for a waterfall. Flex your feet, bring your arms up too. Take this minute. It's almost like a floating sensation. Giving your heart a little break from pumping all of the blood down to your fingers and toes. Good, grab onto the outside of your feet for happy baby. Maybe rock from side to side if this feels good on your back. Maybe you want to try to straighten your legs. Play around with this one. And then dropping the right leg all the way down, grabbing your left knee in towards your chest, flex your feet. And then switching sides, right knee goes into the chest, squeezing your leg in. Good, and then lowering down for our final pose, our Shavasana. Taking some deep breaths in, maybe letting go, taking a big exhale through the mouth, relieving it all, just making it vocal if you want to. And just closing your eyes, coming into that safe space, maybe a place in your heart. Take a deep breath in and out. Visualizing a beautiful green light surrounding your heart. Giving it love, providing guidance and wisdom. Taking a deep breath in and out, relaxing your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Doing nothing but focusing on taking an inhale and an exhale in through the nose, and a slow, long exhale. And then reaching one arm all the way up over your head, roll over to one side into your fetal position. Resting your head on your hand or your arm. Just become mindful of this calm and peaceful state that you are in right now, and know that you can come back to it at any time. Good. And then pushing up to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to your heart, reminding yourself that you are guided and that you are loved. Take a deep breath in and out. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like and subscribe to my channel so I can keep doing these beautiful practices and sharing them all with you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.